Hi, this is Brent Haseker. I'm a website consultant here at NetSource Technologies. Wanted to give you a quick introduction to this video and let you know that some of the material that was in the video got censored out. We think got censored out by Facebook because we were just talking about some things that were happening in the news with Facebook and how it was impacting some of our customers who have third-party tie-ins to Facebook. For example, had a customer that their calendar that ties into Facebook and pulls Facebook information off their Facebook calendar into their website suddenly wasn't working, and we think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Facebook's under a lot of scrutiny right now, because when this video was recorded, which is April 12th, 2018, this is the week that Facebook is under a lot of scrutiny, and Mark Zuckerberg's getting hammered by Congress this week. So we think because they're under so much scrutiny, they're kind of restricting their data, even for simple things like calendar apps and whatnot. They're really restricting their data, and so we wanted to make sure customers were aware of why some of these things were happening, and also letting our customers know that, hey, that can, we have no idea. We're telling you some great information on marketing on Facebook, but some of this stuff might be subject to change because Facebook's under so much scrutiny. They might change some of their rules. So we just wanted to let our customers know that. And us pointing that out was the actual information in the video that got cut out of the video when we listened back to it after we did the live recording. And we're like, well, that's kind of weird. It looks like Facebook censored us. So I guess they didn't want us talking about that. But this is the video that we're putting on YouTube, so we just wanted to explain why there's that awkward cut about a minute or so into the video when me and Veronica are talking about Facebook. But all the information in the video is great. Veronica shared a lot of excellent information, so let's go ahead and start watching it. Hi, I'm Brent Haseker with NetSource Technologies, and I'm here today with Veronica Buell, who's our social media specialist here at NetSource. And we're beginning a weekly series that we're going to do for a few weeks. Basically, we're going to go through all the different social media services that are out there. So each week we'll focus on a different social media platform, so we can give you information about it, demographics on it, how you can use it to market your business. So today we're going to start off with Facebook, which is obviously the biggest one out there and seems like the obvious choice to start off with. And it's, there's millions, billions of people using Facebook. Everybody knows what it is. So we won't give you an overview of what Facebook is. I'm sure you already know it. And since we're also recording this video on Facebook Live, you're probably, if you're watching this video on Facebook Live, then obviously you know what Facebook is because you're using it right now. If you're watching it on YouTube, then you probably still know what Facebook is. So I'll give you that general of an overview. We'll just get right to the meat and potatoes. And real quick though, before we do, we all know that Facebook, as the time of this video is being filmed, Facebook is under a lot of scrutiny right now. Yes. So they're getting, actually Mark Zuckerberg is getting hammered in Congress right now.
It's one of those platforms that if you're going to do social media at all, and you're only going to do one thing, definitely Facebook is the way to go.
Okay.
A couple of exceptions to that rule, of course. There's always some exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, generally everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about the demographic breakdown of Facebook. Who's using? Obviously, we know just about everyone's using it, but how does those demographics really break down? So somebody who's a marketer and they're trying to target particular people, what are some of the demographic data that they can use in determining how they use Facebook?
Right. It's pretty interesting. The demographics generally stand as about 83% of women use Facebook and 75% of men. So you've got, women are more on there more than men. 88% of the people who use Facebook are within the age range of 18 to 29. And 84% are between 30 and 49. The interesting thing is that the demographic of people 65 and up, it's only 62% of the population that uses Facebook, and that is in that age range. But what's interesting to note is that this is the social platform that age range uses the most.
Okay, so 62% of people over the age of 65 are using
Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't use the other platforms nearly as much. Just to give you a comparison, of that demographic of 65 and over, only 8% of them use Instagram. Only 10% of them use Twitter. 20% use LinkedIn, and 16% use Pinterest. So it's quite obvious that if you want to reach that demographic in your business, if that's who you're after, that Facebook is the place that you want to be.
Wow. So, I mean, out of all those, I think you said it was LinkedIn was 20%. And that was, I think, the highest one.
Yes.
So 20% versus 62, that's
Yeah.
quite a difference. So
Yeah.
obviously, if you want to reach that 65 and older crowd, Facebook is the best way to
Absolutely.
do it.
Yes.
Okay. Not Twitter, because that 10%, that's,
Yeah.
of course, that's still millions of people, but compared to
yeah,
62,
if you want to get the most
that's
bang,
the way to go. Yeah, that's
the
the
most
way to
bang
go.
for your buck, it's definitely Facebook to get
Okay.
that.
I actually would have thought the Pinterest number would have been a little bit
I would
higher
have
than
too.
that.
I would have too, but
Yeah.
statistics don't show that.
Okay. And any other good demographics we should know about?
Yes, 85% of users that use Facebook are actually outside of the United States. So if your business is trying to get international exposure or something, it's a good place to start as well.
Okay.
So generally, knowing these facts kind of helps you know where to go when you're trying to advertise. And then the other important thing to know is 32% of people on Facebook interact with brands on Facebook on a regular basis, meaning daily. They like the businesses that they're following. So if
they're more regularly going back to the platform to.
It's not just for, even though it was built for friends and family, a good majority of people go on there to follow brands that they like and interact with them. So it's definitely a good place to reach.
Okay. I see some stats here that every minute on Facebook, there's 400 new users that sign up. So that's pretty impressive. 317,000 status updates every minute. And 54,000 shared links. So it's definitely a great platform to get the word out and to get people interacting with your brand. Tell us a little bit about what all this means. When we take all this data and we add it all up, what does it mean to the average person out there who's trying to market their business?
What it all comes down to is that on Facebook, you can reach a wide variety of the population. So it's definitely a good place to begin when you're marketing your brand. I always tell people, if you're only going to pick one social media platform to advertise on or to try to reach your demographic and your brand's followers, Facebook is the greatest place to start. There's more interaction there than any other place. And the other social media platforms have their demographics too that they go to. So there is exceptions to that rule, obviously. One of the exceptions is if you're a recruiter or a corporation trying to find talent, then you may be more apt to LinkedIn, which we'll talk about in another video. But overall, Facebook, it reaches a vast variety of people and brands, and I think it's a great place to start for everybody.
Okay, so the most diversity is on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And what about some of the marketing tools that Facebook provides marketers to be able to reach all of these people? I mean, because obviously you're not just going to go on Facebook and I mean, well, you can, but you're probably not just going to go on there and post stuff on your page. What are some of the additional tools that you can use that Facebook offers to be able to reach your customers?
First of all, you have the ability to make a page for your business.
Okay, I kind of got ahead of you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
People get confused about, especially new businesses. They get confused between a personal profile and a business page.
And I do see that a lot.
Yeah.
I'll talk to potential customers and talk to them about their Facebook marketing, and I'll see that they're using their personal profile, and they'll have that set up as a business name on their personal profile. And tell them, hey, that's not a good thing to do. Tell us a little bit about why that's such a bad idea.
Well, there's many reasons. First of all, Facebook does not like when you use your personal profile to push your brand or your business. If they see you doing that, they can shut your page down. I've not seen that happen, but I know it can happen. There's other reasons not to use your personal profile as your business page as well. One is that you have a limit of 5,000 friends that you can have on your personal page. Once you reach that limit, if you use your page as a business profile, once you reach that limit, one, you cannot attract any more people following you. And two, if you wanted to continue your business, you're going to have to switch over to a business page, and you will lose all of those followers, because trying to get those people to come over and like, all of those people to come over and like your new page is virtually impossible.
Yeah,
so
people just aren't going to do that.
No.
They're going to, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Next.
Yeah.
The other thing is that in order to get, it's when you get a like on a page, on a business page, it's somebody saying, I like you, and they just click a pig and you've got them. In order to get somebody to like your personal page, you have to actually have a relationship with them already. So they have to know who you are, ask to like the page, you have to reciprocate. It's a different process. So it's always best to keep personal and business separate.
Right.
So we always recommend that if you want to have a business page, Facebook allows you to have as many business pages as you possibly want. There's no limitation to how many you can have.
Okay.
So once you have a personal page, you can just go in and set up a page for your business.
Right. Now you can set up as many pages as you want with Facebook. Is there some value to having more than one Facebook page for a business? Is there a time when somebody might actually have multiple pages for a business?
Yes. A good thing for doing that is that sometimes businesses have several brands or several, they appeal to different industries. They may have a section of their business that is, headed towards that direction, and another section that's headed towards this direction. And in that case, you might want to have two brand pages, two business pages, so that you could market directly to the correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can have as many of those you want. It may be you have a bunch of products, and each product needs its own page. So there's no limit to how many you can have. I would say, don't off the cuff go crazy and have a billion pages, because they're hard to upkeep, and it can water down your efforts and stuff.
Yeah.
But
there's probably we could probably list pros and cons for it, but it would probably be on a case-by-case basis for each particular customer.
Yes.
Or for each, for whatever you're trying to do from a branding standpoint. Obviously, the more pages though that you're setting up, the more you have to manage and push those pages and get followers and everything else. So you're multiplying your effort, but in some cases it might make sense, again, based on your particular
if you have
model.
enough content also, and, you don't want to set up a page and never post anything to it, because it won't go anywhere. But definitely if you have distinct products or distinct demographics you're going after, you may want to have more than one. Okay.
And it's interesting you mentioned the 5,000 friend limit when you have a personal profile, which that's a heck of a lot of friends.
Yes. But I've known a few that's reached that. I don't know.
I would like to have 5,000 friends. I'm not quite there. But and that might sound like a large number, but really from a business standpoint, that's a cap, and then you're limiting how many people that you can actually market it to through your page. So 5,000 just puts that cap on there, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to limit yourself in that way. So in addition to all the other reasons you mentioned, getting where you're not capped is a good reason for having the page.
Exactly.
So now I think the question I was getting to a little earlier, or actually we'll hold off on that question. Let's go. Let's go to that question. What are some other ways that we can what other tools that Facebook gives you other than just posting to a page that you can use to market to potential customers.
Right. Well, there's Facebook Live. Congratulations, you've all
That's
made
what
it.
we're doing.
Facebook Live is a great way to market your business. You can use it many different ways. You can use it to promote a product or to announce some big event or sale. Another great way to use it is sort of the way we're using it right now, to give tips and tricks and information to your followers. It's a really good way to have one-on-one with your followers as well, because you are live. People can ask questions and it can be answered in real time. And it gives you that direct connection to your audience.
Right. Yeah. Yesterday, me and Justin, another coworker here at NetSource, did a video, Micro Moments. And so again, one of the things about Micro Moments, I can refer you back to that particular video, but it's talking about having those educational chunks of information that are easily available to people online, and how video plays into that, how-to videos plays into that. So a lot of what we're doing here is kind of that sort of how-to. We're kind of sort of doing like a how-to video, instructional video for people. Hey, how do I market on Facebook? They might find this particular video. So that's an example of those micro moments and how all this stuff all ties in together. So maybe I'll post a link to that video as well in the description here on the Facebook video after we get finished here, because a lot of these things that we talk about, they all tie together.
Yeah, they're all interconnected.
And then what are some of the other ways that you could utilize Facebook Live, or how it can be useful to a business?
Like I said, you can use it to announce a contest, which is really nice. You can announce the contest, tell the rules, how to join, give all the details, dates and all that stuff. And then you could do another Facebook Live, along the way, to keep reminding people and, showing them what they'll win and stuff. And then at the end, you can do a, announcing the winner live, which is really exciting. Yeah. So there's that. Anytime you have any kind of news about your company, any exciting new things going on, it's great to do a live video to announce those things.
Some behind the scenes stuff too.
Behind the scenes things are great. You can do a tour of your business and catch your employees off guard.
So be careful on those behind the scenes, because it's live, and you want to make sure everyone knows in advance, hey, we're going to be doing a behind the scenes Facebook Live, so just be on your best behavior.
Yes, exactly. But it's a great way to show your followers what goes on in your business, and it gives a personal touch, and people, when they get to see the people behind your business and how it's run, it gives them confidence, because they now know who you are, as opposed to just a brand or a logo that they see all the time.
You're not just a logo, right? You're now actual people with real lives and smiling faces, hopefully. So I want to make sure that your employees are smiling on those days when you do those behind the scenes. So but that really humanizes your company and allows people to really kind of personally connect with you.
And it's also great to do Facebook Live videos to ask your followers what they want, what they need from you. Because when it comes down to it, your business is not, you're not really doing it for you. You're doing it for the people who need what you have. So you need to ask your audience in videos, what can we do for you? What is the pain point that we're not touching? But through these videos, you can get real-time information from them, and they'll send in, they can type in their comments and ask questions and tell you what they want. And you can either address them right then, or, come back with follow-up videos or information to get them what they want. And then makes everybody realize that they're being heard, which is very important.
Right. Great. Anything else on videos, or should we move to some of the other tools that Facebook offers?
I think we've covered videos pretty well.
Well, tell us a little bit then about paid ads, because I don't think a lot of people realize that in addition to being able to post on Facebook, you can actually also advertise.
Yes. Any post that you put out there can be what we call boosted, or that's one way of doing it. And it's just you choose an audience that you want to appeal to. The same goes for just like a regular ad. You can do an ad for anything. It could be a product. It could be for an event. It could just be for your business. Hey, come see us here. And the thing about doing paid ads and boosted posts is that it helps you reach people outside of your followers.
Okay.
Your followers still see it, but based on the type of people and the demographics that your business reaches, Facebook can reach out to other like-minded people,
Right.
and it helps to expand your audience and get more coverage and more followers and
Right.
hopefully more sales.
Yeah. And that might be something that kind of gets a little bit impacted by what's going on in Congress right now with Facebook. That's one area where we might see some tweaking on what data demographics are available when you're advertising.
Right.
But Facebook gives you fantastic information to be able to go in and say, I want to target this particular group of people, this age range, that have this particular occupation or whatever. And you can drill down and say, okay, based on this budget, Facebook will say, we estimate you'll reach this many people.
Yeah.
And then you can then adjust your budget accordingly. And it gives you all kinds of feedback and how well that ad performs.
Yes.
Like I said, you can also do boosted posts. So those don't just go out to the people on that like your page, they go out to everybody that fits those demographics.
Yeah, whatever demographics you choose, it will go to those type of people. So if you can pick age ranges, you can pick areas, or areas around the United States or the world, basically. So yeah, you can really pinpoint who's seeing those ads and to get the most effective results.
Yeah, and about a month or so ago, we did a Facebook Live video on the algorithm change that Facebook did back in January. So, and we talked about how to kind of get past that and still be able to have content that gets posted that can reach people, but Facebook's always making that more and more challenging.
Yes.
And so doing some paid ads is usually something that you're going to have to do in order to be able to reach a lot of people on Facebook as they continue to make it harder and harder organically for your posts to reach people. And a lot of people go, well, why are people not seeing my post if they're following me and they like me? And that's just because they like so many things. Facebook goes, I can't fit everything into that stream. So we've got to curate it to some extent and just put in the stream stuff that we think that person's going to want to see at that particular point in time, especially if they don't go on Facebook that often. They've got more and more stuff that gets backlogged that Facebook has to find spots in the stream for.
What they're more interested in.
But if you pay Facebook, they'll go, top of the list there. Okay, so that's how the Facebook ads are really useful in being able to access and hit those demographics you're trying to hit on Facebook.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Anything else on the Facebook ads and the boosted post? Again, just to clarify the difference between the ads and the boosted post. I know you explained it, but just one more time, kind of give a quick overview of the differences between those two things.
Boosted posts are basically the stuff that you're posting on a daily basis. It can be, a product that you said, hey, look at this, go to the website. Those are your regular posts that you do. Facebook ads are usually more general. Usually it's an ad about a sale you may be having or an event that's going on, or it could just be a brand brand ad,
awareness or something.
Brand awareness thing where you just announce who you are and where you are and come check us out. And it can be a long running ad that you just always have running just to get more and more followers.
So the post is a post that you posted on your page that you want more people to see. The ad is something that's just a separate animal altogether that you're posting for people to find out more about you, learn about you, or to trigger some type of reaction or conversion of some sort.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And how about Facebook Messenger?
Yes.
If you're using Facebook, you probably have gotten a message from a friend or sent a message to a friend through their messenger service. But how would you actually use that in a business context? What does that look like?
Well, now Messenger started out just being, you could, message your friends and everybody that's on Facebook. Now brands are able to reach out using Facebook Messenger. When people like your page, you now have the ability to actually directly message them by just going up to their page, and you'll see a little messenger button, and you can click on it and you can send them messages and, hey, we've got a great sale going on for our followers right now, 50% off, today or tomorrow. You can also, it's a great tool also if you notice that you get a comment from somebody that's having an issue with something in your business. This gives you direct access to them where you can, message them right away and say, I'm sorry to hear that. How can I help you? How can we resolve this?
So it's a good customer service tool.
It's a great customer service tool. And statistics show that people will interact with a brand more if they can text them rather than call them. People are starting not to want to call and actually talk to people on the phone, which is, I'm not sure that's a good thing, but it is the way it's going. So being able to text people directly from your business is a great thing. And I've also seen recently messages from companies. I get them sometimes. I'll interact with a page, and then a few minutes later I'll get a message that says, how can we help you further? Is there something you were looking for that you couldn't find?
Right.
So it's a great tool for really having that one-on-one direct access to the people who are following you.
Yeah, and you have a stat here that says 56% of people would rather message somebody versus calling customer service.
Yes.
So even though that's roughly 50%, it's a little over 50%, it's 56, but still that's the majority. So that's people are, and that number is probably going to continue to skew upwards over time too.
Yes, because it's only fairly recently that brands have been able to use messaging in this way. So I think the more brands start using it, I think that statistic's going to go way up from there.
Right. And they're also more likely to shop with companies they can message directly.
Yes.
You have a stat of 53%, so that number is probably going to continue to go up as well. Okay.
Yes.
How about contests?
Contests are great. Contests are a great way to get new followers and collect information. You have the ability on Facebook to create a contest that we call them gated posts, they're called sometimes. And basically you have a contest, and in order for the people to be entered into that contest, they have to give you some information. And you choose what that information is. Generally it's their name, their email, or maybe a phone number. You also could put in there, you can ask them questions, what do you think about our brand, or what would you like to see us do next? So you can gather some great information and, to improve your product and your services just by having a contest. It's also a great way to get leads because you can have them as they're joining this contest, you're gathering their information, and you can give them a call or email them. So contests are a wonderful way to get more engagement and more
a lot of lead generation.
Great. So I definitely recommend those.
Okay. And so really, I think some of the takeaways I've gotten from us speaking today, Facebook's a great social media platform to use to reach just about anyone because it's the most diverse platform. Particularly good, we found out at people over age 65, it's the best social media platform to target those people. You can set up multiple business pages. You don't have to just use one page, but you definitely don't want to use a profile page for your business. You can set up multiple business pages if that works for your particular company. If you're trying to segment out your marketing, maybe you've got different products that you want to have separate pages for. You've got tools like Facebook Live to do videos to market directly to people. What were some of the other things here? You could the paid ads. I think that's, because it's getting so difficult to organically reach people. Facebook has that ability to be able to get to the top of the list, so to speak, in somebody's feed, or to have one of those ads on the side. And they have great demographics so that you can just target that ad to whoever in particular that you're trying to reach. So some really great information. I thank you for joining me today and sharing all that. So if you need any, thank you. And so if there's any, if you need any assistance with Facebook marketing or any other kind of online marketing, any other social media service, feel free to give us a call. The number to reach us is 1-800-709-3240. Again, I'm Brent Haseker, and this is
Veronica Buell.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.